It was springtime on the island of Sodor, and the engines were busier than ever. The snow had melted away, and goods from the mainland were lining the sidings as passengers lined the platforms. The engines worked hard to ensure that everything ran to time, but none worked harder than Duck. Duck was a Great Western Pannier tank engine and had recently come to Sodor as a station pilot, but he did odd jobs here and there when asked. One day, he was picking up some trucks from the mainland. He was chuffing through the forest when all of a sudden, a loud bang echoed through the area. Duck braked at once and stood still. "What was that?" he exclaimed. The trucks were shaken up, but seemed to be okay. Duck continued on his way. When he got home that evening, he told the other engines what had happened. "It's hunting season," explained James. "During winter, many animals hibernate and go into hiding for months. The colder animals appear during winter as well. In spring, when it's not too hot and not too cold, the colder animals and the animals who hibernated coexist for a short period. The hunters use this opportunity to sell them to market and even over on the mainland." "But they shouldn't be so close to the tracks," Duck said, a small quiver in his voice. "They don't," Gordon began. "The shots echo, so depending on where you were, you probably heard a delayed sound or an echo." Duck wasn't so sure. The next day, he met Thomas at the junction station. "They do it all the time on the branch line," Thomas huffed. "Mostly up by Mrs. Kindly's cottage. It's a very woody area up there, and all kinds of animals appear. They need a license to do it though, otherwise they could be in big trouble." The guard's whistle blew, and Thomas started off. "I must be off now. I'm the guaranteed connection after all." Duck made his way through the countryside, and nothing happened. "They probably went away," he thought to himself. At the end of the line, he turned himself around and started the journey home. As he chuffed through the countryside, two bangs echoed through the area. Then it happened. The ground beside Duck shut up as if a mini explosion occurred. And then, "Ouch!" Duck exclaimed. There was a gaping hole in his tank as he came to a stop. Water leaked out onto the ground. "We're not going anywhere now," his driver said, ducked down in his cab. Soon, Edward arrived to take Duck's train, and Percy arrived with a breakdown train. Edward sighed. "I hope the Fat Controller does something about this." He did. That evening, he spoke to the engines. "Two older men have been hunting in that area for years, even as the railway was being built. They've been told several times after that they cannot hunt near the line, and they continue to do so. The officers have gotten involved, and the countryside is now safe to travel through." He turned to Duck. "I'm so sorry this happened to you, Duck. The workmen will be here in the morning to mend the hole." James chortled. When you think about it, he whispered, Duck got skewered. All the engines laughed, even Gordon, but Duck stayed unusually silent.